Welcome back to the Green Room. Today's episode is going to be one of the most personal ones we've ever done. Today you get to meet my lovely wife, and today we're opening up about something deeply painful that changed us, and what that's going to be is our miscarriage. This isn't an easy conversation, but I will say it's one that matters. And if you have ever just walked through this loss like this, we hope our story makes a difference for you and you feel less alone. So today, as I said in the introduction, this is Elaine.
Hello.
We've been married for
3 going on 4 years.
and
Feels like a lifetime.
literally, but every day you learn something new. But we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna talk about our experience and where we are in our relationship and where we are going through this. I just want you to talk about you finding out the joy that overran you, telling me, then just that process.
I actually had no joy.
Really?
I didn't because and it's like when you talk about like my pregnancy story because it happened so chaotically, there was no room to have joy. We found out we were pregnant and miscarried within 2 days. So there was no room there for joy. And I found out because somebody talked me into taking a pregnancy test after I experienced heavy bleeding the day before. So when it came up as positive, like my first instinct was like, oh my God, what was that the day before then? And it was just rushed to the emergency room. There was no cute, like, oh, I'm going to go bake a cake and tell you, or have you opened the oven and there's going to be buns. It was just, oh, I'm at the hospital because I had a positive pregnancy test.
And that puts into perspective to how chaos is a great word that she used there, because I can say from my side, I was dealing with another personal issue with a family member. I'm just gonna be blunt with my mom. She was being discharged from the hospital from her medical situation. Of course,
I'm saying that I had no idea I was pregnant in this time. Like, it never crossed my mind that I could be pregnant at all because I had a period like normal. I took a pregnancy test. I think the last time I took a pregnancy test was early June. And to me, it looked positive, but the doctor said it wasn't. It was negative. I moved on life like that. And then in July, if I'm being honest, we didn't even hit our ovulation mark, remember? So
yeah.
I was like, oh, there's no way I'm pregnant. So when I was experiencing stomach cramping and heavy bleeding, I thought it was a period that came back.
So imagine my shock when I'm getting told this. I'm like,
Well, like I would say the day of, if we're gonna go back to like the day the actual miscarriage happened, I was brushing my teeth. And then I look down and there's all this blood on the floor. And then that's when it like hits you. It's like the worst like pelvic pain ever. Or I would say like it's like a contraction. That's how they explain it. It's a contraction. And so it's basically what you probably feel when you give a birth because you are giving birth just to an embryo. Just
tissue.
not, yeah, a tissue, not a fully developed baby. But it makes you emotional because I cried and I was like, why am I crying? It's the normal period. But that turns out that's your body telling you something's wrong. So when I went to the hospital and they said I was pregnant and they went to go do an ultrasound, they said they couldn't find like the sac. And then to come back, I was like 7, 8 weeks pregnant, and to come back in a week, not in a week, in like 2 days to see if it doubled or lessened.
And imagine the feelings that you were having, and just the confusion, and to tell me to tell me who at this point I'm at work. So we put it down as it's just a heavy period, and we knew life had to go on. Yes, we were trying, we were hopeful, but we like, okay, it was just
But
a.
when you have periods each month, you're just like, oh, it's just one cycle, you can count us out. So that's why I was like, I had no idea. But even if I did, it wouldn't have made a difference. And that's the frustrating part. I mean, you could think it could make a difference because you go down a list of stuff you could have done differently, but it wouldn't have made a difference. I don't think.
And it didn't make a difference, truthfully, but I would say there was at least a few hours of hope, and a few hours that, even though we were shocked by the news.
And I wouldn't wish it on anybody, like going back to the hospital and them telling you like you miscarried. Like that's the worst feeling ever. Like my heart broke. Like as soon as she told me my heart broke, I could feel my heart breaking.
I would say, as much as that pained you, I'm not gonna push down your feelings or saying that wasn't as bad, but to know that you were in all that pain and then I was not there because assuming it was just something that wasn't. Trick right there, guys. You know what they say about assuming. For you to go to that at that moment by yourself, it does hurt. and it's still times to be blunt, like it comes back and I have nightmares, I'll say. But
No, I don't even have any like anger towards that. I'm upset that it happened in general. Like, I'm not like, oh, Chris wasn't there for me. I'm mad it happened in general because it was like the worst feeling ever when they tell you, oh, you lost your baby and you didn't even get to see an ultrasound, you didn't even get to hear the heartbeat. The only person who ever will understand what you go through is another woman who has experienced it. Like, I found comfort in other women who have experienced it because it's like one thing we all share together is that we lost a child. Whether people want to be like, "Oh, it's not life yet" or not, I don't care. That's your own personal opinion. We lost a baby. That's the truth.
she says something real there that I think we need to emphasize. Finding a community that understands you is the only way you will make it through. This is, yes, it's a journey we both went on, but we find more understanding when we have others who understand us. And that's okay that if I could not answer those questions because I was going through my own grief.
But nobody talks about when you try to get pregnant for 3 years and then when you get pregnant and then you lose it, it's frustrating. Because I feel like this has taken joy out of getting pregnant ever again because the entire time it's gonna be like if I show you a positive test, you're not gonna jump for joy. If I had a positive test right now and it came in, you're not gonna jump for joy. Your first instinct is gonna be like, oh, we have to get a doctor's appointment and make sure we don't miscarry again. It takes away the I deserve to have a good first pregnancy where I get the cute ultrasounds and I'm not going to be up all night worried about, and then it makes you not want to get pregnant again. Then it's like I get that people are trying to be helpful when they're like, "Oh, you get pregnant super fast after a miscarriage," and then it's like, "Okay, well, I didn't pregnant super fast after a miscarriage," and they don't tell you. I mean, nobody warns you about how traumatizing your periods even are because it takes you back. I feel like anytime I see the blood in the toilet, I'm back to that day where I was miscarrying, and it triggers me. And then you're mad. I guess a question I could ask you that I've been dealing with is has it affected your faith at all? Without people getting offended, that yes, it has affected my faith a lot because it's like, what did I do to have that happen? Because like I would say I've tried for 3 years every single day, and the one thing that stuck out to me was when we had the positive digital test, and you said I deserved it because I didn't feel like I deserved it. It didn't feel like it was mine or I would deserve being pregnant. And then I had the miscarriage. So that made me feel like I didn't deserve it.
The question you first asked was, did it affect my faith? And I would say, I would be a liar if I said no. And that's not to say that I questioned the existence. I will say it did question what did I do. I think there was a moment where I felt like I've lost everything that made sense to me this year, that I could not bear the thought of something else. And then that happened. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I thought I lost this cross when we moved. Just like that moment when I was ready to just say, for lack of better words, to hell with it.
The crash out.
Yeah. This literally like appeared in a place that I swear I looked 12. At first I was like, what a joke. And I was like, why are you there of all places? And this part reminded me, he's there in your lowest moment. He's going to be there in my highest moments. And then a butterfly hit our window. And I would say that's what my grandmother loved butterflies before she passed. So I would say I was angry with God, and I'm gonna use this moment to say it's okay to be angry with God. God, He wants those conversations, no matter how tough. He wants to have that conversation with you. I'm still angry. I'm gonna be honest. But I'm using this moment, that day, that time, this year to foster new I I I would say relationship. I'm gonna foster a better relationship with God. Fostering that relationship with Him has made me foster a better relationship with her. To the fact that I know we're going to be parents. The fact that I know we're going to have that successful pregnancy.
No, me and God were estranged for a minute. He was like an estranged father. I second out my life.
And that's okay.
No, I wouldn't wish it on anybody.
It's
Like
not
not even
something.
my worst enemy. I would not wish that on anybody. Because it sticks with you. It's like I still feel like I felt so alone when I was in the hospital room and they told me that. And people say the most innocent, at least you know you can get pregnant.
Yeah,
That
that's what we want to hear
like
in that moment.
that's not helpful at all, considering it has taken me 3 years to get to this point.
I would tell you the greatest joy I have is knowing I'm with you. Even better joy that I know that will come is knowing that we will have that child.
The thing is, I don't want to another child. I want that child. It's always going to be a child that we got to miss out. We have to mourn their future. All of that. I sit in the ER waiting room, and I was like, well, I'd sit in a waiting room my entire life for this baby. I'd go to every single appointment. I'd go everywhere they want to go. I'd support them through everything, and it's just snatched from you. Because the minute I saw a positive test, I went into like, okay, I have to immediately go to the hospital. It wasn't like I was just sitting at home or I didn't care.
And it is like a rug pulled out from us.
I didn't even want to live in our house anymore.
Honestly, that was a huge reason why we didn't renew where we were. And it changed us. Whether or not we want to admit it, it did. It's the truth. As a husband and at that time father to be, the fact that I literally had nothing in my power that I could have done, all that was left for me to do was to feel helpless, to feel like it was my fault. I should have been off. I should have left work. I did like it was always like I could not show my emotions because she was hurting.
I was blaming everything. I was like, I went to Pilates that day.
And
maybe that's what caused it. I quit Pilates.
It put a roadblock in I would say in our life, and people don't understand. It puts you into like, is it your fault? You're the reason this happened, and you start blaming everything you did that day. But the truth is, it's nothing that we could have done. The doctors don't know why it happened. The doctors can't explain to us the way to prevent it again. So I would ask you, what has shifted besides the joy of wanting to be pregnant again in you, right?
What has shifted? I'm just going day by day, to be honest. Like that's it. I tell myself like, just get through this day. I will feel better, and that's what I've been doing. Because people think you get over it like that. You don't. I cry every single day because of this. It's unfair. I know last October, around this time, I was taking pregnancy tests hoping to be pregnant. And this October, I'm in the same situation. So it's like next October, we're going to have a baby?
So
we adopted a kitten due to this.
Yeah, oh yeah. And that's him in the background.
I went through all the stages of grief. Denial is a river in Egypt. The anger. I have so much anger. And then it's like, I will never forgive the people and how they treated me going through this. Like that's something I'm gonna wholeheartedly say. Be in my most vulnerable state, how I was treated being my most vulnerable. Like some people I can never forgive because of that.
As we reflect on that moment, it has changed our relationship. It has honestly, it's made me value those intimate moments more. It's made me value the time I spend with her. I've changed my whole outlook on work being my life because I have to provide. Yes, I still go to work, but I do make sure when I will say that I have learned the value of being at home when I'm home, and there's not a day that goes by that I don't sit here thinking. Now, I will lead this into the working through it stage. There's different methods. Not everybody goes through the same methods to heal. Let's let that be clear.
If you're going through something like this, here are some resources that we would recommend that has helped us. Starting with counseling.
I've been in counseling for 5 years, even before I met her.
This is not sponsored, by the way.
Yeah.
Journaling.
I do that ever since that happened.
You can lean on your faith.
That is a tough one, I will be honest, because it makes you question. But I think that fostered me to go deeper into the word.
And then you just gotta give yourself permission to grieve.
It's okay to cry, guys. I hate being that person to say, because I don't like to cry, but there's healing in it. But to this, there's also a relational side.
When I get to the other side of healing, I'll let y'all know.
There's no timeline. Communication is key. Allow the space to cry, but also allow space to laugh, to make it a comfortable, open space.
And finally, it is October, so be a spooky, scary skeleton. Thank you. Comment down below if you have a similar experience.
Like, follow, subscribe to the Green Room with CFC. We are developing more and more ways to be connected. We will work on articles. 2 things I would say. It's okay to not have all the answers, but it's also okay to find joy again. So thank you for giving us the space to share this chapter of our story. And if today's conversation has touched you, we love to hear from you. Share your thoughts, maybe on story, and we can continue breaking the silence around miscarriage. Peace.